Hi, I'm Wade Gerard, founder and creator of Middletwin, and today I'm going to show you how you can use Middletwin to manage your car show. All right, so within Middletwin, this is the landing page for any car show event that you would create. You'll have show settings, car classes, participant registrations, printed ballot entry, mobile ballots setup, and also printing, worker schedules, ticket sales, the results. This is where you can generate additional people's choice vote codes. And then you'll have the maps and vendors area. So this is where you can set up maps for swappers to sign up online or vendors. Equipment rental. This is where you can request equipment rental for point of sale at your event. Dash card designer. You can create custom dash cards in here. And then this is where you define your make and models lists. So we'll start off by jumping into the show settings. Inside here, you specify the name for your car show, what type it is. We have two types. So one is competition show, which has voting, and then the other is basic, which you would use for just ticket sales. For example, if you wanted to sell tickets to a banquet or something like that. The availability, you can make events that are open to the public or that are only for members. The day of the event, so the first day of the event and the last day of the event. A description for the event. If you have a custom purchase agreement that you want anyone who buys tickets for your event to agree to, like no refunds, rain or shine, things like that. Next is the media. So this is where you can upload your flyer, your show flyer, or any other artwork you might have. Schedule, this is where you can define your schedule for the event, and this will be visible to attendees while they're at the event if they are using their mobile phones to view your event on their phones. And so you can specify all the different days that you have for your event, what times things are happening, for example, a burnout contest or awards, things like that. You can enable participant registration, so this will allow registrants to register their cars online before the event starts. You can specify the start date and the end date for that. The price, you can also provide a member discount. So if a member is logged into the member portal, this discount will be applied. You can specify a notification email that'll be notified every time somebody signs up. And you can also provide a response template. You can create a custom email response template that will get sent to the participants after they register with any additional information that you want to give them. And then this is where you can turn on worker sign up. So this would allow workers to go online and see available shifts and pick shifts. And they can also select, if you want to provide like a free gift, like a show shirt or something like that to them, you can provide the options here, and then they can select from those options. And then again, here's an email address that'll get notified every time someone sends up, and a response template. So backing out of this next is the classes. So this is where you define all the classes that you're going to have at your show. And it's pretty easy. If you want to add a new class, you can just come inside here, select the class number, 500, select the location. And this would just be for you to identify locations within the show. And so we'll just say that this is going to be at location C, which is an area of the show. And description, this will be for silver cars. And then if you do hidden from online pre-registration, people who are registering online won't see the class. You would use this for like a day of show display only type class where you don't want people to pre-register for it. So we can come inside here to the participants. These are everyone who's registered. Yeah, and you have this quick view at the top. You can see how many cars are registered for the show so far. You can come in, you can click on any one of these and view their information. So who was it signed up, what type of car they have, make and model, their color, and then what class they signed up for as well. And you can, if they signed up for the wrong class, you can switch their class out right here. And you can also change the number that they signed up, or that was auto-assigned to them. The system automatically assigns them the next available number in the class that they sign up for. And if you need to move them, the number will automatically get moved, but you can also manually change it as well. And any votes that were for that car will stick with the car when you move it. So, and then there's also these notes here. You can add additional notes if you need to. So, and from here you can also print a custom dash card for the car. So we can click on this, we can select which dash card we want to use. You can set up multiple types of dash cards, and then it'll give you a dash card that you design in the dash card designer with all of the information that you want on it. You specify which details you want, and you can also have a QR code placed on the dash card for doing a spectator vote, and this would allow spectators at the show to scan this with their phones and basically vote for cars that they like, and then whoever, and then that'll be listed in the vote totals, and you'll be able to give an award on that if you want. So completely optional though. Backing out there, we'll come over to printed ballots. So if you do printed ballots and you get them printed up ahead of time with all of your class numbers on there, and you want to have volunteers manually enter them in, you can use this form, and it's pretty easy. They can just come inside here and type in the numbers of the cars that receive votes, just using a regular keypad entry. And then once they're done, they can just click submit ballot, and these votes will automatically be tallied right away. And all the votes, once they're done, whether they're mobile or printed, will be available in the results screen. So if we come up with the results, you'll be able to see the cars. Basically, it'll show you the top 10 cars in each class and the number of votes that they got. So far, there aren't any votes for any of these cars. This is just for demonstration, though. For mobile ballots, you can come inside here. You can set up how you want mobile balloting to work. So you'll basically specify the date that voting can begin and the time that voting can begin, and then you can specify when it'll end and the time as well. And you can put in any additional voting instructions. And what the system will do is, if somebody tries to use a mobile ballot before this time, it will present them with a screen letting them know that voting isn't available yet, and it'll tell them what time it is available. And then also, if they try and vote after voting has ended, it'll inform them that voting has ended and they can't vote yet or anymore. And then for the ballots themselves, you create those in batches, and what this does is this allows you to print the ballots in batches. So you'll see here I can say print and select a batch and print it off, and it will show me all of the ballots in that batch. And so this is what you would print off, and you can cut them on the cut line, and then you could put these in people's goodie bags or hand it to them along with their dash card. And they can scan this code, and they'll be able to vote for the cars using their mobile phones. And typically you'd want to do that after the bulk of the cars have been registered. And so so you do it in the afternoon or something like that. And then if you need more ballots, you can just simply say add ballots. You can specify the number of ballots you want to add, and you can give it a batch name, and the ballots will be generated. And the ballots are one-time use. So once a ballot has been used, it can't be reused. It'll basically say that it has been used already. And it'll also show you here, after a ballot's been used, the name and email address of the person that used it. And this will have the date and time when it was used. Next is worker schedules. So this allows you to set up schedules and shifts for workers that you would need at the show. So here's an example of a schedule for spectator parking. And we can see that we have 5 shifts defined so far, for beginning from 8 and going to 11. And we can see that 2 of the shifts somebody signed up for, and 3 of the shifts somebody signed up for. And then there's 2 shifts that are unavailable. So if you make shifts available online, these 2 unavailable ones, or these 2 that don't have anyone assigned to them, will show up as available to pick. And the system will also only allow someone to pick one shift at any given time. It won't allow overlapping shifts. And then you can come over here and you can get the list of workers. So you can see everyone that signed up. You can see what they picked as their gift. And you can export this to a CSV and then print it off. Or just view it online, and you'll be able to see their phone number and the email address that they entered, in case you need to contact them. Tickets. This is where you can set up ticket sales, and so with tickets you can set up tickets for, say, spectators, or to sell merchandise, or whatever you want to do. And so the option, and tickets have options on them. So for example, here's a ticket for a shirt. You'll see there's no info, but we can put a description in here. You can put the the date of when you want tickets to go on sale and when you want the sale to end. If you want to limit the amount of tickets that you want to sell, you can put that limit in here. You can also specify a single purchase limit. That means the person can only buy so many. That's would be if you're doing like a giveaway or something like that. You can also specify a confirmation email template. Again, the availability, whether it's public for anyone or if it's only available to event participants and vendors who are signing up at the time that they're signing up. And then you can put in choices. And so this ticket has two choices. One would be choose the size, small, medium, large, extra large. And so this would be presented to the purchaser as one of the options. And then the other option here is color, black, gray, white. So basically allowing you to set up a ticket to sell that. You can also do things like an after show dinner. This one has an option. All the settings are the same, but this one has an option where someone would have to type in a guest name, a text option. And so and then after tickets have been sold, you can come over here, you can see the sold tickets, and you'll be able to see how many in each group were sold. So the gold sponsor had 2 sold, the poker run 4, the after show dinner 12, 7 for this cruise. And so you can come inside here, you can see the tickets and see who bought them, and you'll be able to track all that. And you can export all of this out to a CSV as well. There's an export here above each one. So close that out. Next is the show results. I already showed this, but this will show you the show results. You would do this after all the voting is completed. Generate people's choice codes. So when you print cards ahead of time, you can have the QR code put on there. But if you do cards at the show and you want to handwrite them versus having them printed, just to save time, you could come inside here and you could specify class. You could specify that you want to generate 30 voting codes for class 300 starting at car number 307 because you had 6 cars already signed up. You can hit generate codes. Now this gives you QR codes for spectator voting, and this is pre-formatted to work with Avery mailing labels. So pretty easy to just print those off. Next is maps and vendors. So in maps and vendors, you can define and set up maps on your show field. And so what you can do is you can use Google Maps to take a screenshot of a satellite map of the area that you want to set up, and you can basically create spaces inside here. And so it's very easy. You can just say add box and click on the map. A box will be added. You can use your mouse to resize it and move it around and get it where you want it. You can specify for the box. You can also do some fine-tune control with positioning and rotation and size and things. But you can specify what row. So for example, if you've got rows A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth, you could specify this as row D, space number 1. And you could say the cost for this space is going to be $25. And the space type is for swappers. And you can put in some notes. So that people can see these notes when they're picking these spaces out online. And you can also just easily copy an entire row. So I can say copy selected, and I can say I want to make 10 copies. I can just type in, well, I'll do 20 copies, and I want to do it above the currently selected space, make copies. So now it made all the copies for me, and it also automatically numbered each one to the next sequential number in that particular row. And so what's nice about this is they're all created. It only took a second, and they all have the correct numbering and the correct. They retain the same cost, the same space type, and the same notes. So it's very consistent. And so now I can use this one to create another space, to copy a space to the side here, so it'll be the same size, and just continue to build out the map that way. It allows you to build these maps out very quickly if you're doing this type of a map, or any type of a map really. You can also specify a member discount that members can get when they're purchasing spaces. You can also specify a confirmation email template that you can design in our email designer. And you can also specify an email address to get notified. You can also specify the start date and end date for when you want this map to be available for people to buy these spaces online. I'll go ahead and save that. And then if you come over here, you can get the list of vendors. So this is the list of vendors who have signed up for Spaces Online, and they'll have specified the vendor type that they are, their name, address, and all that information will be here. And you can export this out to CSV to have it at the show. So pretty easy, pretty slick, easy to use. Next is equipment rental. So if you are going to be wanting to rent point of sale equipment from us, you can. It'll be like a tablet type device with a credit card reader, and you can use it to basically you set up products that you want to sell at the event, and then these will appear in our custom app that we have that's on the point of sale device. These will appear, and you can just quickly tap on them and add these amounts and make these sales. And then you can also do an arbitrary amount. You can just type in any amount you want to do a one-off sale if you need to. And then you can provide these for the various areas of your show. Like if you have one at the spectator gate, one at the show car entrance, one at the swap area, you can have these, and also at your merchandise area. And then the reporting and all the financial transactions will all continue to go through Middletwin. Middletwin, we use Stripe for all of our credit card processing. Stripe has a 2.9% fee plus 30 cents per transaction, and so we don't add anything onto that. So that's just the transaction fee for anything. But you'll be able to keep it all within Middletwin and have all the reporting in Middletwin as well. Next is our dash card designer. So our dash card designer is new, and this allows you to create custom dash cards. So I've got two inside here, but you can come inside here. You can add images to the dash card very easily just by dragging the image block over. Select the image. You can upload an image, and then we can add this to the dash card. And so if you wanted to add any type of image, it's easy to put it inside there. Then you can add arbitrary text on here, lines, and then you can add registration data. So if you select the registration data, you can pick which data you want to have filled into that particular space, and font size and weight. So you have some fine-tuned control to be able to design out some pretty good-looking dash cards. And if you need to print blank ones, you can also turn on grid lines. It helps with alignment and setting things up. You can also print blank dash cards from here. I guess I still have that box selected, but you can print blank dash cards from here, and then this will allow you to print these off and then just have them at the show if you want to fill any out by hand. But otherwise, you can use these. You can print them from the participant registration list. And last is the makes and models builder. So this the system allows you to do either just manual text entry makes and models. This would be if you're doing like an all makes and models show, and you're versus like an all Corvette show or an all Ford show. This allows people to just type in whatever they want for makes and models, or you can define a make and model list for your show. So if you were like doing a Mopar show and you wanted to specify all the different makes for Mopar, and then underneath each make you would specify each model within that make, and then people can choose from those when they're registering their cars. So, but completely up to you. You can do it either way you want. So the system is very flexible, very well defined. It's been in use for a dozen years now, and it works very well. And we can help you with setting up your event, and we are here to help.